Rodger, you've set a context for us both of how ubiquitous the practices and uses of technology are amongst our young, and a theological frame that if we have always had the charge of preaching the gospel, spreading the gospel, sharing the gospel, that means in the framework of Corinthians 9, being present to people where they are and meeting them where they are with the ways that their communication are acceptable to them. So what are the ways in which the youth minister who wants to onboard both of these points, what are the ways in which the youth minister thinks about engaging the technology to enrich their ministry, to deepen and broaden their ministry with their young people? What are some of the ways in which it can be a plus?
You know, so there are so many pluses that are available to us, and we're seeing that. For instance, there's an amazing book that helped transform my sense of youth ministry by a scholar and theologian, Michael Warren, who wrote Youth, Gospel, and Liberation. Michael Warren actually came to my campus, Columbia Seminary, and delivered a series of lectures. And I was talking to him over a meal about this latest program that I was using with some of our congregations in the area to help young people be good critics of culture. That is, not just consumers, but critics. So as they're watching everything from videos to songs to poets, etc., that they be critical and they be thoughtful about this and reflective, that they use a good, healthy lens through which to view all this. And he affirmed all that, and then in his wise ways turned to me and said, I appreciate how you're doing that, but ultimately, if you think about it, you're still teaching them to be consumers, albeit perhaps good consumers, critical consumers, but you're still making them as consumers. Why not turn that and help them be creators of culture, not just consumers of culture, even good critics of culture? He said, you know, young people have the ability to create their own youth culture. And that's one of the ways that I think technology is opening up the world for young people in these days. The idea that young people cannot just have to watch somebody else's video, but because of their phones and their available technology, they can actually create these vignettes. They can produce their own short films. There are poets and there are dancers, there are artists, there are graphic designers. Young people are actually creating their culture these days, not just consuming it. And in that creation, surely God is present in that as they tap into this image of God in them that allows them to use their imagination for God's glory. That's part of what I hope we're helping young people to do with technology, is to use these vehicles, these abilities, to create a culture and to show the rest of the world how God is at work in their own world.